nothing, but you wanna be something. Yeah. Well, all you really need is hope. I just want you to trust me if you wanna be something.
That's right. Let's go. Yeah, when you're feeling down and you're out, like you got nothing but doubt, you're alone in the crowd, just trying to figure it out. All of this cloud and this money got you feeling left out. Listen up to me now, every word that's out of my mouth. Wake up, it's me. You're gonna follow your dreams, or are you just gonna be another cog in the scene? You feel the hope in this beat, yeah, the hope that you need to proceed and be exactly what you want it to be. I feel right and I'm proud, hype and I'm loud. I'ma shout all about how I feel in the now. Ain't nobody ever gonna try to change me till I'm dead, pushing up daisies. I'm alone in the crowd, I won't feel down. I got hope right now, and I know I'll be found. I don't really care just what all other haters gotta say. I know everything I do is gonna make them fade away.
And when you feel like you're nothing, but you wanna be something. Yeah. Well, all you really need is hope. I just want you to trust me if you wanna be something.
Yeah.
Then all you really need is hope.
Let's go. Yeah, it's what you need when you're down, need when you're out. It's what you need when you're sad and when you feel left out. You feel an energy drought and then creeps out, but with a little bit of hope you can figure it out. Keep your head high even when you're down inside. Through the pain you fight and through the painful nights you keep striving, keep trying, keep driving, rising, keep thriving, surviving. Nothing's in your way but yourself. Don't need nobody's help. You can make it through this hell. Take it one step at a time, one step as you climb. If you fail you'll be fine. Get back up to the grind and never lose sight of your mission. Be driven. This life is a prison if you don't have vision. You're in it to win it, so get it, don't miss it. Your chances now, so be something somehow. Don't let yourself down.
Oh, I totally just ended the song, girly. Hi, guys. How's it going? Hi, Salty C. Hi, Mallory. Hi, In the Bushes. Butterfly Kisses. Hi, Roberta. Hi, Aunt B. Yeah, I did change the badges. So I think I'm going to have to change them again, though. I'm going to be completely honest. Because I am looking at the chat now and let me... Oh, wait. Where am I at? I don't have my glasses on, but they're still really hard to see. So I'm going to have to mess with that again. But what I was trying to do is make it so that as we grow, we can tell who has been here and like kind of the original members. Cause right now the ones that I originally had is they were me making funny faces with like Snapchat filters and stuff like that. And they were hilarious, but you know, we're getting to be a grown-up channel here pretty soon. And I want to make sure that, those of you guys who have been here supporting me all along, like since the beginning, some of you, and even the ones, even if you just joined through Gannon and stuff like that, or if you joined during Harmony or the West or whichever, wherever you came from. The under 10,000 people, I want to make sure I can identify you easily whenever I'm looking. And so I'm still going to have to, but I wanted to look at this and tell you guys what they are, because right now you can't really tell. But so new members and members that have only been a member for 1 month, you still get my funny faces. Congratulations. Haha. But then after that, I have, after 2 months, it's the people who joined while I was under 10,000 subscribers, because I'm hoping by the end of this month, beginning of next month, that I'll be over 10K. That's my goal anyways. So make sure you guys are telling people to subscribe and come over and join us, because that's, I would love to see by my birthday. Would be nice for us to hit 10K. That would be an awesome birthday gift. And then the people who have been a member for 6 months or longer, I have for 8,000 subscribers and under, like they were here since 8K. 12 months I have for the people who joined while I was under 5,000 subscribers. And then, of course, once we hit 24 months, I got here since birth. And I wanted it to be 18 months because my longest member right now is 18 months. And that was Seal, is actually my longest member. And so I wish that I could do an 18 months emoji thing, but they don't let you do another one until 24 months. So But we'll slowly move those and adjust them as we hit other goals and add more people, more levels, more all the things. So, but I wanted to do something special for everybody who's, been a supporter for a long time. And then, that way the people who say I hit 10K in a month or two, the people who have been a member now will be up to that under 10K thing. Does that make sense? So anyways, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Hi, butterfly kisses. Hi, hi, twist cyst. Hi, Ramblin' Rome. Hi, Stephanie. Yeah, a grown-up channel. Oh, snap. I know, right? That's why the like button is so important. If you cannot afford to be a member, that is absolutely okay. We appreciate you being here as a subscriber and hitting that like button to help spread the channel because that's what helps us grow. And guys, I'm here for the victims. I am here for these cases. I am here for that purpose and to help spread as many names as we possibly can and get faces out there, but also follow them through. Go all the way to court with them, watch the trial together, and just, so let's just grow it and make it as big as we can so that we can be there for as many people as we can. No, me too, Roberta. Thank you. Hi, backup hipster. How are you? Okay, so there's a press conference, you guys. That's what we're gonna start with. They did a press conference like 3, maybe 4 hours ago to update about the things that are going on with Michael, the escaped convict. And we started to talk about this last night, but I was like literally I was so tired. I was like getting slap happy. And I don't like getting like that and being live because literally my brain stops working. And that's why we have the I can't brain emoji because I used to do nighttime streams all the time. Like I would be with the kids all day and then I would only stream at night after bedtime. And sometimes I wouldn't go live until 10:30, 11 o'clock. And by the end of it, I would literally be sleep talking. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And so now we do a lot more daytime streams, which makes things where I am more organized and better prepared and coherent. So, but yeah, last night was rough, but we did have a really interesting members only live last night. We were talking about all of this stuff with Zav Girl, and I did hear that that Brian Enton is talking about it again tonight. But obviously, without having Locomai or somebody with YouTube Live or something on my panel, I can't pull it up live anyway. So we'll just have to talk about it after it's over and see what happens. But I did want to cover this press conference and put this new information out here about this guy who escaped because he's seriously armed and dangerous, and they're finding supplies all through the woods. And this is in Pennsylvania, upper western Pennsylvania, and near the New York border, closer to New York than Ohio. But it's really dangerous and it's really scary because it appears that somebody had to have set him up for this. They're finding all kinds of supplies buried in different locations or hidden in different locations. And it's scary to think about somebody helping him be on the run. But that's what appears is going on. Hi, Princess Megan Elsa. Hi, here she goes. Welcome, guys. Yeah, it was. It was a great stream. We had a really good discussion. Criminality came up, and she said her piece and her side of things and how she feels about things, and I said my piece and my side of things. And I think at the end of the day, we all left, and we were still all friends and happy and love each other still. And it was a good live. It was a good discussion. I really enjoyed it. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Rhonda. Hey, hi, DB. Welcome, dear. I am live. Yes. Okay, so let's watch this press conference though before I get too sidetracked. And I think I just shut off my second monitor, and I definitely need it because this press conference, as per all press conferences that seem to exist everywhere in the world, are so freaking quiet that you can barely hear them. And so now that I have my handy dandy screen hooked up, I am able to volume boost this sucker so that we can actually hopefully hear them. And if not, it has closed captioned. So let's check it out.
Up here with me this afternoon is Major William Maitland, the Pennsylvania State Police Area 1 Commander, and Warren County Assistant District Attorney Cody Brown. As you know, we're here because Michael Charles Burham, 34 years of age, was in the Warren County Jail on a $1 million bail for kidnapping, burglary, and related charges. During the late hours of Thursday, July 6th, Burham escaped from the Warren County Jail. Burham was last seen wearing a denim jacket, orange striped jumpsuit, and Crocs, but has almost certainly changed clothing. Burham is a self-taught survivalist with military reserve experience. We believe he is prepared to survive in the woods. As previously reported, our searches have revealed small stockpiles or campsites in wooded areas. I brought a photo of one such hidden cache that we have discovered during the course of this search. We are releasing this as an example for the public of what we are looking for, as they may be in the outdoors this upcoming weekend.
So, like, this is the type of stuff that they are finding buried or shoved under logs or whatever as they are walking through. And so, be careful. If you have plans in this area, I mean, this is a huge, like, hiking and camping and, boating type of area. This guy is in these woods somewhere. He is in these woods somewhere, and they think still right around Warren, PA. So keep that in mind, please, please, please. If you live in that area or if you know people that are in that area, please keep that in mind throughout the weekends and stuff, because we are supposed to have nicer weather, and that leads to more people being out and about in the wilderness. So this guy's got somebody, he either planted these items prior knowing that he was going to go to this jail, which I highly doubt it, because he just escaped in May and they caught him and took him back, or took him to, a prison, or he had connections, somebody who was hooking him up from the outside. And that makes you wonder, all these tablets and ways that they communicate now in prison on a constant basis. All it takes is setting up code words before you go in to be able to have full conversations about how to escape, how to get help, where you need supplies put in advance, and all those different things to be able to communicate and plot an escape attempt. So, scary thoughts.
This particular bag was wrapped in a dark-colored tarp and partially concealed under a log. I mentioned yesterday that we have been receiving amazing support from the public in this investigation. They continue to call in tips, including sightings and suspicious activities. I want to thank the public and local businesses who've dropped off cases of water and various types of food for our officers, along with their well wishes for the safety of our officers. Others have worked closely with us to supply the needs of this large task force that we have assembled. I continue to ask residents of northwestern PA and western New York to regularly review their doorbell and surveillance camera footage for anything they think might be helpful to this search. If there is something they have a concern about, please let us take a look at it. There are currently in excess of 15 federal, state, and local agencies actively participating in this manhunt. In addition to the Pennsylvania State Police, those who make up the majority of our task force include the U.S. Marshals, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, U.S. Forestry Department, Homeland Security Investigations, New York State Police, Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, and the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections. Investigators remain convinced Burham remains in this general area, but we are aggressively following up on all leads. We continue to refer certain leads to several out-of-state law enforcement partners. None of those leads has been substantiated at this point. We continue to ask that people nationwide familiarize themselves with a picture of Michael Burham, and please contact us if you believe you may have seen him. Burham is to be considered armed and dangerous, and we ask that you do not approach him. Anyone with information is asked to contact our command post at 717-265-9650. I'm also announcing that the U.S. Marshals today increased their reward offering. The combined reward now amounts to up to $22,000 offered by Crime Stoppers and the United States Marshals for information leading to the apprehension of Michael Burham. This remains a very active investigation involving in excess of 200 state, federal, and local law enforcement officers. Pennsylvania State Police and our partners are utilizing all appropriate resources, and we are committed to the safety of the residents in the Warren County area and beyond. Again, anyone with information or concerns is asked to contact our command post tip line at 717-265-9650. I'd be happy to take your questions at this
Lieutenant
time.
Colonel, how much ground have you covered so far, and what makes you so convinced that he's still in the area 7 days later?
We have covered certainly many hundreds of acres by foot and many miles by aircraft and other technology. I will say what I have said all along. Looking at all of the information combined, looking at the finds that we have uncovered, analyzing the various sightings and the various other pieces of information available to us, leads me to believe we are absolutely focusing our search in the correct area.
Lieutenant, what would it take to begin searching elsewhere?
We are following up on any tips. So when I say that we refer things out, those tips don't typically involve an extensive search. It might involve following up on a vehicle or gathering a piece of video or something for analysis. But we'll conduct a search wherever the information leads us. So we're not focused only on one area. We do place the majority of our resources in the area we believe it's most effective and where we believe he is most likely to be.
So what can you tell us about this stash? When did you find it? Where did you find it? How did you link it to Burham? And how many similar stashes have you found?
I'm really not prepared to go into a lot of information about it. What I would tell you is that this has been found in the general area of the city of Warren, outside of the city in the wooded area, but not far. It contained clothing, some food, and some other materials that someone might need if they were trying to exist in the woods.
Weapons?
Not in this particular bag. We did not.
In others, though?
Again, I'm not.
Has it
I'm
been
not going to talk about it.
listed?
We have been testing many of the things that we have gotten. Again, I don't want to go into a lot more detail about this particular bag. I've really said about what I will say about it, but we are testing many of the items and continue to have that, and we have tests pending on a number of the items.
But you're certain this one was his?
We do believe this one was his.
So wait, is that a confirmed confirmation this was Burham's, or is that a belief?
We are confident that this was his.
Any other thing that has been found in the woods absolutely linked to Burham or anything else like that?
We continue to analyze to determine that.
Lieutenant Colonel, is there any other information you can give us on specifically kind of how you believe that he's in the area? Like, have you triangulated possible locations in certain areas? Is anything that kind of sightings, other things that lead you to believe he's in certain specific areas?
I really can't give you a better answer than what I already have in terms of just looking at the totality of all of the information that we have available to us. As I've said to you before, we've done a number of these. Unfortunately, we've had to do a number of these over the years. And so we've got a lot of expertise, not only from within our agency, but some of those partners that I named. They bring a lot to the table. And so, we analyze all of the information that's available to us and make our best estimate based on that. As I've said before, there is no guarantee it is 100%. But there are enough pieces of information, and I'm not prepared to lay out all of those pieces of information for you today, I think for obvious reasons, but there are enough pieces of information that give us a fairly high confidence level that he is in the areas that we are
Is
searching
there
for.
any other information about the drone that you told us about yesterday? Any new information about who operated it? Have you interviewed that person?
I'm told that we may have some leads on that drone, but I have not seen anything conclusive on that yet.
Lieutenant Colonel, yesterday you'd mentioned the possibility of accomplices, saying that your team was interviewing people you believe had helped Burham. Have you been able to confirm that he did for certain receive outside help? And has that helped your investigation?
There's not anything else that I'm prepared to talk about at this point. We continue to investigate the possibility or likelihood that he has had accomplices, and we continue to collect evidence. If we get to a point of charging someone, I will certainly make that announcement at that time.
Lieutenant, if Burham is watching this press conference right now, what's your message to him?
You need to surrender. Don't do anything foolish that gets anyone else hurt. Don't get yourself hurt. We are going to capture you. We are going to bring you back to the criminal justice system. And this just needs to end.
Lieutenant Colonel, yesterday, I believe you indicated there was concern he may have access to a firearm. Do you still have that concern today? And could that have come from a break-in, or I don't know what you're able to say at this point, but why would you have that concern yesterday?
Again, there's a lot of information that we are all looking at in this investigation. And based on all of that information, we and I believe it is very likely that he has a firearm.
Lieutenant Colonel, you obviously search, campsites and people's camps in the area. What happens if you're unable, because a lot of these aren't used throughout the year, what happens if you're not able to get in touch with the owner or maybe not get permission from the owner?
Well, it certainly depends what we find at one of those sites. So if we had a site that we could not contact the owner and we had a strong reason to believe that that we need to get access, then we would work with the district attorney's office and we would obtain a search warrant. To this point, we have not found that to be necessary. We have been able to contact property owners, or the property owners have contacted us, and we've had permission to search anything that we've wanted to search to this point.
Lieutenant Colonel, last time Burham fled to South Carolina, how far south do you have authorities on the lookout? As far as Florida, would you say?
We have put out information nationwide.
Lieutenant Colonel, yesterday, a crew spent quite a while searching a local cemetery just outside of Warren. What led you there, if you're able to say, and did your search yield any results?
Yes, we had a very significant lead. Unfortunately, it did not lead us to Burham. Fortunately, the outcome was not what we originally thought. We had a report of an individual possibly having been kidnapped and a vehicle taken, and we were running that down very quickly and aggressively. So you would have seen a lot of resources in the area. Fortunately, it turned out that that was not the case. And so, when I tell you that we run these leads down and look to see whether we can substantiate or not, in that case, there was a lot of activity. Fortunately for the elderly gentleman involved in that, he was safe and there was not an issue.
Lieutenant Colonel, I know you don't want to comment on media reports, but other media outlets have been running stories with a person who says she's a former girlfriend, claiming that he likes strategy games, likes to try to think he's one step ahead, loves to be out in the woods and trying to elude people, things of that nature. Could that be, and you had said you tried to do a profile of him, could that be a sense of overconfidence that maybe you could try to take advantage of with him if he thinks he's being cocky out there?
Again, we look at all of that type of information and factor that into our strategy. What I would tell you is I am bringing the resources, and our partners are bringing the resources to bear that will compensate for whatever it is that he thinks he can or cannot do out there. Again, we are going to catch him. It's a matter of time. Regardless of what his mindset is, we will certainly take that into account in our strategy, but it's not going to change the eventual outcome.
Lieutenant Colonel, have you spoken to members of his family? I heard that his family's in the Western New York area. If so, can you tell us anything about what they have told you? Have they cooperated? Are they not cooperating?
As I've indicated previously, we have spoken with them, but that's part of the investigation, and I don't want to characterize their conversations.
I'm going to stop right there for a second. It just started downpouring and storming really bad. And those of you guys who've watched my channel for a while, there's always literally a risk of the power going out at any time every time it rains. So I apologize in advance if the stream gets really awkwardly quiet and ends abruptly. I'm not sure what type of other tools. The only thing that I can say is that the bag, with, like, the camo bag, that almost looks like an actual, like, hunting camo type pack, and, those you can buy them that come with, like, the sets inside of it that have, like, the little hatchets and, like, fire starters, and then, obviously, they're saying that this is stuff that he could survive with, so you're talking a drinking straw, maybe, like, a Pure Life drinking straw, things like that, so that they are able so that whoever they're saying strongly believes that this belonged to him, so they have something that led them to think that, basically. But I would think, hunting equipment and stuff like that. That would be my guess anyways. Obviously, we don't know. I was trying to zoom the picture a little bit to see if we were able to see inside of the baggies a little bit, but we cannot. I mean, that's not very Susan, they are saying that they still believes that he is in the woods somewhere around Warren, PA. And that's where this was found. He said it was found just outside of Warren, PA in the wooded areas. And it was tucked under this log here and it was covered like it was inside of a tarp basically. Um and so I I don't know. Is he just doing circles basically all around them? Makes you wonder, like, why dogs and stuff wouldn't be able to pick up his scent. Certainly, they should have some type of items with his scent on it from the jail, you would think. Unless he was, like, in a shared cell. I guess that can make things more difficult, but I don't know. I don't know.
Inmates in the Warren County Jail, maybe they knew something he told them?
There have been interviews conducted at any point that we think anyone may have had contact with him, may have information to offer us. There have been many interviews done, and they continue to be done on a daily basis.
Is there a scope of how much this is costing agencies throughout this 1 week now as we mark that tonight?
I don't have a specific cost for you at this time. I mentioned, I believe it was yesterday, in response to a question that in spite of the fact that it is a large task force, we really are trying to be very judicious with taxpayer dollars. So, there are limits on how much overtime, for example, we're spending. Much of this is done in regular time. There's a cost of doing business. The state police has a certain number of troopers, a certain number of specialty units and so forth that are working every day at some assignment. This happens to be their assignment right now. It's why we have them and it's what they're trained for, and we're using those talents and resources. And I think the same holds true for any of those partner agencies that I mentioned. They're doing the same thing.
Lieutenant Colonel, have you found any of the clothes he was wearing when he escaped jail?
I don't want to comment on the specifics.
Lieutenant Colonel, as the search continues, the Chautauqua County DA continues to build his homicide case against Mr. Burham. Is there any added pressure knowing that the residents of Chautauqua County and knowing that he wants to move forward with this case? Is there any added pressure on to you guys because of that? And what is your message to the residents of Chautauqua County as well?
Well, first of all, in terms of pressure, no, there's no added pressure. We are determined to bring him to justice. We are determined to capture him and return him into the criminal justice system. That doesn't change regardless of what the criminal charges are that are pending. Regardless, he's already facing serious felony charges. And my message to the residents of Chautauqua County would be that we are doing everything we can. We are working with the New York State Police and authorities there to share information, and we value and respect their concerns and their safety needs as well. And so we're doing everything we can to end this as quickly as possible. And that's where, to go back to the cost, there's a balance there. We're trying to be judicious, but we're also trying to make sure we apply the resources that we need to bring this to a close as quickly as possible.
Lieutenant Colonel, this stash that you found, can you tell if this was something that may have been left someplace for him by an accomplice, or is it something that he may have stolen from another location? Any indication, or is it confirmation that somebody is out there helping?
I really don't want to comment more than what I've said on that particular item. It's designed, I want to show people what it is we're looking for. That you can see it was wrapped in a tarp. It would have been stashed at least partially under that log. It's meant to not be immediately visible to someone walking by. And so what I'm asking is that, as people are out hiking or biking or whatever in the woods and through the area in the coming days, particularly with the weekend, there'll be an influx of people. We're asking them to just be alert to anything like that. And if they see something, give us a call so we can check it out.
What do you know about his knowledge of Warren, and did that play a role in his hiding out right now?
Well, I mean, he's hidden here before. I think he has developed a comfort level with the area, and that may well have played a role. We'll know more when we capture him.
Lieutenant Colonel, can you ballpark for us how many stashes like this you found? I'm assuming more than one, but are you able to elaborate beyond that?
No, and the reason that I don't want to do that is in the event he is able to access any information, I really don't want him to know what we have or have not located.
But more than one, we are able to say.
Yes.
Lieutenant Colonel, in your experience, the longer a manhunt like this goes on, does a suspect like Burham tend to get sloppy as it goes on, tend maybe leaving more clues?
If not sloppy, worn out. And again, as I've said all along, part of our strategy is to push him hard, and we are pushing him hard. Anyone who's pushed hard tends to make mistakes, tends to allow us to exploit those mistakes. It's a very simple strategy, but it works.
Have you ever dealt with someone this skilled at evading police?
Yes.
Lieutenant Colonel, do you have I don't know if you can tell us, but I live outside of the city. Can you give a sense for outside of the city? Does that mean a couple miles, 5 miles, 10 miles?
I'm sorry, I wouldn't want to do that. And the reason I don't want to do it, as I've said, the search area changes. And so on a particular day, we might be 1/2 mile outside the city. On another day or another time during that day, we might be 5 miles outside of the city, or we might be further than that. And so I don't want to give a false sense of security to someone who lives, say, 7 miles outside of the city, that they shouldn't be vigilant or don't have anything to worry about. The search area is constantly changing to some extent, while at the same, again, because there are new areas we have to search, while at the same time, there are some areas that we're very much focused on.
Lieutenant Colonel, have there been any other break-ins, things of sightings, anything else that you believe are definitely connected to him? I know previously this week you had said you had ruled out some of these other break-ins. But is there anything now that you believe him to have committed a break-in or had a sighting that's credible? There
are reports that I believe are credible. As I've told you, we are working to substantiate those. Some we've done as much as we can do, and there may not. So, for example, you can't take DNA from everything. There may be a video, for example, that we have analyzed. There's no way to collect DNA in that case, but we have to make an estimate of whether we believe that to be credible or not. And so there are various reports that we find to be likely credible. And again, when we're looking at the geography of that report, the person that made the report, are they in a position to see something, to really know what it is they reported? What were the light conditions? What were, all kinds of things that come into play. And did we have other reports in that area that seem to substantiate that activity? And those are just but a few things that would go into the analysis of it. Again, based on the totality, then we're able to try and make our best assessment for whether we think there's likelihood that he's been there.
Is that credible on break-ins or credible on sightings? I'm sorry, just to clarify. On both?
On both.
Lieutenant Colonel, how much does the visits at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, we know that was in the federal court documents against him, the hotel he's had, the address he's used for that hotel, the bank account he used with that credit card, how much is that part of the investigation? Are you following all of that every single minute?
When I tell you that there is expertise on this team, I stand behind that statement. Those types of techniques are very basic, frankly, for a team of this magnitude. We absolutely leave no stone unturned in looking into this individual. So when I tell you that we are actively and aggressively looking for him, we are using every tool possible to try and find him.
Sir, should people feel comfortable recreating in the woods this weekend, just based on what you know?
I think so. And again, if I could articulate for you that I thought that there was a tremendous risk to anyone out here in the woods, I would do that, and I would advise people not to come here. We would work with the forestry department, we would work with DCNR, Game Commission, and so forth, and we've done that. A number of years ago, to your point about have we dealt with anyone skilled in the woods, the Freen investigation over in the Poconos, we did close down certain portions of the forest because of the threat that we believed existed at that time. So we won't hesitate to do that if we have strong enough information that leads us to believe there is that level of threat. We'll do it immediately, and we'll get the word out immediately. It's why we continue to do these press briefings every day. And I know I don't always have something earth-shattering to share with you, but I want to give you the latest information. We want to be as transparent as possible, and we want to give you an opportunity to ask questions and have people make an informed decision about what they want to do or not do in those areas.
But you're not going to consider shutting down any areas of the forest or nearby wooded areas, or forbidding people from going into those areas?
Not at this time.
Lieutenant Colonel, as you've had more boots on the ground here in terms of law enforcement personnel, how does that help you just in terms of being able to investigate more tips more quickly?
Well, it does a couple of things for us. One, as we develop areas that we believe are worthy of search for whatever reason, it gives me the people to the tactical teams, other troopers that can go out and comb through that area. It gives me the additional resources to very quickly respond to a possible sighting, and if necessary, gives us the resources to set up a perimeter and try to lock in an individual if we believe that sighting is legitimate or substantiated. And like the example I gave you last night, I mean, it gives us the ability to respond very quickly. It's a well-oiled machine. We very quickly took many steps to ensure that if that in fact had been an abduction and truly a carjacking, that hopefully we would have been able to locate that vehicle, that individual, and the suspect very quickly. Again,
I don't know whether someone asked this or not. Are you considering adding manpower? More manpower in this search?
I think we have the right level of resources here right now, but much like we analyze the information constantly about where we want to search, where we need to refer information to, and so on, we are constantly analyzing whether there are other resources, whether that's more personnel, whether that's some other piece of technology, some other piece of information. Again, we've got a lot of expertise pulled together working on this investigation, and I'm very proud of the capabilities of that team.
How much pressure do you think he is under? I'm trying to get a sense of whether you think you might have him hemmed in somewhere.
Well, I'll turn this on you and ask you how much pressure would you feel if you had a couple of hundred armed law enforcement officers with some pretty sophisticated tactical teams searching for you through the woods using all kinds of technology, overhead, on the ground, and so forth, and people that are very experienced at learning everything there is to know about you and using that against you with the intent of taking you into custody with the level of violence being up to you how that occurs.
Sure, but I mean, I'm clearly not him, and he's got skills that I don't have. So, I mean, do you believe?
I believe he thinks he has.
Under...
I believe he thinks he's got a lot of skills. We'll see.
He says, "We'll see. We'll see." So, yeah, I mean, he basically described him getting out of the prison and like a spider is how he referred to it. And he crawled out within 10 seconds. 10 seconds, he was up over the equipment and out the fence hole. And they didn't have time to catch him. He was just that quick. It wasn't a lack of watching or any of those things. It was just how fast he went. So DB, you're asking about a different situation with the prison and things like that. What it was he was escaping from prosecution. He was on the run from that, and he was out here and they caught him. So let me read this to you. It says, this is some of the articles that I had up last night, and then my brain just shut down. So, all right. Documents filed in the federal court case against the escaped inmate, Michael, shows that he was familiar with Warren, Pennsylvania before he escaped from the Warren County Jail last week. According to the federal complaint, accusing Burham of traveling across state lines to avoid prosecution, investigators explained that he had been in Warren sometime before May 11th of 2023. This is what makes me question, could he have gone out into these woods and previously planned to have supplies sitting outside of this jail, assuming that whenever he was going to be prosecuted, that he would be in these woods if he could escape? Did he pre-plan for this on his own? Is there a situation where there isn't a helper? But then again, that doesn't explain the drone. Doesn't explain the drone. So let me keep reading and it'll answer your question as well, Jeanette. Welcome. Hi, Catering Wench. Hi, Mark. Hi, Jan. Good evening, everybody. Okay, so May 11th is when I want to say Kayla Hodgin was found shot and killed in her Jamestown home. He is the sole suspect in her death. So the timeline is explained as this. On May 9th, prosecutors say that he had a reservation at a hotel in Warren, PA, and the checkout date was on May 11th. Sometime before May 11th, he rented a car from Enterprise in Warren, PA. The rental was made by Burham using the address of a home he used to own in Russell, PA. Prosecutors say the same rental was seen in the area when she was killed. On May 11th, Burham returned the car to the Enterprise in Warren. Documents explain he walked out of the rental agency, checked out of the hotel in Warren. Law enforcement says that he rented the hotel room and gave the hotel his PA driver's license and a Visa credit card in his name. According to documents, a car was seen at the hotel that was associated with him and was found in Warren. He went missing then for several days, according to these documents, as the Jamestown police worked to find him for questioning. On May 20th, state police are called by a woman concerned about her parents not showing up at her daughter's soccer game in Warren, PA. In Warren. They live in Sheffield, PA, about 20 minutes south of Warren. The woman says she checked her parents' house and they weren't there. She also told police there was no answer when she called and their car was missing. So, elderly couple, just missing. Did they look for them right away? I don't know. Yeah, they say that he is a survivalist and they do a lot of prep. And so he literally could have gone through these woods and pre-planned that, like pre-planned his escape attempt. Hi, Susan. How are you, dear? I don't know if the drone was for sure carrying anything. It just happened to fly over the jail around the same time that he escaped. And that's why people are wondering if the drone is involved or not. Yeah, he learned from his other times. I think so too. Your question is, if he's in a cabin, can they legally go in? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they'll like get search warrants, but they'll go in. I mean, especially if they have evidence that he's in there. Law enforcement who we just watched also say he is very comfortable in the area. Yeah. And Allegheny Forest is big and thick. It absolutely is. I mean, there's a ton of trees. We were looking at the map yesterday. He was in the military prior, yes. Okay, so on May 21st, the South Carolina Highway Patrol called Pennsylvania State Police, explaining that the woman's parents were found alive in a cemetery in North Charleston, South Carolina. The elderly couple told police they had been kidnapped at gunpoint from their Pennsylvania home. They identified Michael Burham as the kidnapper and knew who he was from media reporting. The police say the couple's car was found near the cemetery. That's where police say they found a note that he wrote to his father. And he wrote, Wally Burham, redacted phone number. Hey, Dad, I'm safe for now. Just left the area. Sorry for all the problems I caused the family. I quit drinking since May 10th. I'm not sorry for what I did. However, I do feel terrible about the children. I would like redacted and illegible to adopt redacted. Talk to you soon. Love, Mike. P.S. Have redacted. Transfer the phone to your name. So he literally left his dad instructions about what to do because of the kids that were involved in this situation with this was his, I think it was his ex at the time. So Kayla Hodgkin. So, and he left instructions about what to do with the children and where his preference was for where they would go. So he later appeared in federal courtroom in Buffalo on May 25th. Oh, sorry. Did I get? Did they say that they caught him? No. In federal court documents, he had signed a financial affidavit. This explains that he had no job and no money, yet he was financially supporting two people, $700 a month in child support and $2,000 in loans. He was sent to the Warren County Jail, and he was facing charges of kidnapping and burglary. Police say that he broke out of the jail late July 6th. In the meantime, prosecutors accused Burham of sexually assaulting Kayla Hodgkin. They have an active warrant for his arrest on that charge. Police say that the warrant was active when she was killed. He has been on the run for 7 days. Police say he escaped from the roof of the jail where the rec yard is using bed sheets to scale the building. He has not been seen since. Yes, he headed south on his first flee. You hope he can't make it down to Route 80 this time. He is. He's a monster. He's an absolute monster, and that's where the fear is in this. This absolute monster who has kidnapped people before, who has well, okay, allegedly, right? Everything's alleged because he hasn't been charged with those yet or found guilty in the court of law. But he has been charged, or, it's alleged that he kidnapped people before. It's alleged that he could have been involved in a murder before. And he burnt a car, all the things. So he's not a nice guy. I'm chopping up. Sorry. Is that any better at all? I think it's because it's storming so bad. It's so, so bad out there right now. Okay, sound is fine on your end. Okay. Sometimes you get the Allegheny National Forest mixed up with the Allegheny State Park. Yeah. Okay, so let me read you guys this one. This one is from the Daily Mail. And it says, South Carolina man who helped catch fugitive Michael Burham in May says he'll be out for revenge after escaping from Pennsylvania jail using bedsheet 2 weeks ago. So, whenever let me get down to this part. This guy was the guy who found him in South Carolina. He was hiding out behind his shed. And so on May 24th, he found him. Well, actually, his wife seen him originally hiding behind his shed. And well, first they seen his shoes, then they seen him. And they turned him in. Obviously, they called. He got up, started running, just left. And then they caught up to him. So now this guy's worried because, of course, he's out on the loose again. And they were responsible for how he got put into jail this last time. And so it really makes you wonder, will he go back there? I doubt he will because that would be kind of stupid, but I can understand where the paranoia would come from about getting caught. Yeah. So this is a picture of like the side of the building and how he came down. So it's just 70 miles southeast of Lake Erie and next to the Allegheny National Forest. This is a picture of him. You see if they have the interview. I thought they had that guy's video, but I guess not. Let me get the other article. What's wrong? Okay. So after this advertisement, this one has an interview with this guy. His name is Anthony Phillips, and he is the one who discovered him. So we're going to watch his interview here. We get to the part where they're actually talking to him.
News 2's Raymond Owens spoke with a man who helped officials capture the fugitive and has more.
I had a chance to talk to the couple who discovered Burham hiding in the shed behind their house here on United Drive.
Oh, it was wild, man. I just got off work. I worked a 12-hour shift. I worked for Bosch and come in. I got here about 3 o'clock. And she got a package in the mail. She said, maybe I've been waiting for you to get here all day so you could walk out to the mailbox with me so I can get my package. We get out there and, you know, I was like, well, let's walk around back, just make sure everything's all right.
Everything wasn't all right. They first noticed shoes.
His shoes were right there, right in front of the pump house. And we come over here and Sadie girl, which is our little Jack Russell Terrier, she started barking. And then she comes over this way and starts barking. We seen the shoes and I was like, whose shoes are those? And she said, well, they're not Bubba's shoes. And I know they're not your shoes. And seen something back there. And I seen N1 on his shorts. And when I seen N1, I was like, I said, hey, Bo. And I went to hollering and cussing at him. And I was telling her, she was like, oh my God. But I was trying to get her to the back there.
I just want to note what his wife does. That would have been me. Oh my God. That would have been me right there. I would have been freaking out. Like, what the heck is this dude doing under our shed? I would have freaked. I would have totally freaked.
Worried about what he's going to do. He ain't going to come this way. I'll put him down. But he stood up and he said, I'm not going to hurt anybody. I'm going to leave. And come run over here, grab the shoes. When he grabbed the shoes, he took off running that way. When he took off running that way through the little cut right there, he fell.
He says Burham then got up and ran into the woods.
We come up here.
It makes you wonder, like, why he left his shoes out in the open. Like, you would think if you're trying to hide under somebody's shed or in their backyard or whatever, you would have stayed. Why were your shoes off? Like, he must have been sleeping or something. I don't know. To me, it just seems kind of silly that the whole situation with him hiding there like that.
Called the law, and they were here within, boom, no time. They got here and they did their job, and
911 was called at 3:30 p.m. Burham was arrested by law enforcement at 5:17 p.m. Sheriff Lewis told me Burham was in rough shape.
He was in not good shape. You could tell he'd been in the elements for some time.
And neighbors tell me they're thankful he's caught.
I feel a lot better and can sleep better tonight. And everybody's safe in the neighborhood.
They said he was in the elements for some time. It would have been like 11 days. Wait, 12 days maybe? Like that is a long time to be out there. He must not have been prepped as well for this time, right? Hiding in the woods and stuff like that. I really think I'm betting that he pre-planted these bags because he wanted to be prepared with changes of clothes and food and survival stuff. I bet you any money. He was like, well, I guess I'm going to go to jail. They're going to put me in Warren because it's not severe charges, what he's already charged with. It's just burglary and arson. It's not like it's murder yet. He hasn't been charged with that officially. He hasn't gone through the kidnapping and stuff like that. And so really they probably like Wrighton County Jail, and he knew that. I guarantee you he pre-planned it. Guarantee it.
God that he got caught.
Phillips tells me someone from the FBI is supposed to contact them later about that $10,000 reward the FBI was offering. In Berkeley County, I'm Raymond Owens. Count on 2.
Burham will now.
Red Rock, this is why we love you. That is intelligent. See, I didn't even think of that. Did not even cross my mind. Probably left his shoes in the sun to dry. You're probably most definitely right. Yeah, he learned. He learned from round 1. Sounds like this guy is Ernest T. Bass from the Andy Griffith Show. Maybe. Maybe. You just got an Amber Alert? Okay, let me look. Let me see. Uh-oh. Oh, and it's in North Carolina, it looks like. No? That can't be right. Did you get it to your phone? Lip lock no more? That's a different one. Look, there's 2 right away then. This one was issued like 7 minutes ago in North Carolina. What are the chances there would be 2 right now? Hold on. Let me pull it up. So this one is Adeline Hochstetler. Kia Optima 2018 black, license plate FFF 3959, missing since right now. Age 3, Mint Hill, North Carolina. She is white, brown hair, brown eyes, 3 feet tall, 30 pounds. Says this is a North Carolina Amber Alert for a child abduction. The Mint Hill Police Department is searching for Adeline. Adeline is a 3-year-old female, 3 feet tall, 30 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. Last seen wearing a pink shirt. Let's see. Abductor, Kelsey Lynn Hotch, I can't say that last name, is described as having a 30-year-old white female, 5'4", brown hair, brown eyes. So no photo of her though. And they are in a 2019 Kia Optima with North Carolina tags FF3959. So let me look that up. Sorry guys, for those of you guys who aren't familiar with my channel, anytime that there is an Amber Alert while I am live, I always stop everything that I am doing to make sure that I put that information out there, because Amber Alerts take precedence. They are urgent situations. So let me pull up a 2019 black Kia Altima so we can see what this looks like. One second. That would be nice if it would like cooperate a little bit more. That's a 2020. All of the images want to be sales ads. I don't need a sales ad. I just need like a picture of it. Thank you. Here we go. 2019 Kia Altima. So that's the type of car that we're looking at here. So let me look up this one in Arkansas now, because this one, like I said, that just came out at the same time that you said that. Yours isn't even on here yet, Susan. Ivana. There we go. What? Okay, here it is. I'm like, why is it not giving me a picture? I got it. I got it. So 2 different Amber Alerts. So this one is in Arkansas. North Little Rock has requested the activation of the Arkansas Amber Alert. So this is, I want to say, Iviana, maybe Jordan. She is, date of birth, they didn't put 4 years old, I want to say. Date of birth 1/25/19, missing date 7/13/23. So I think that makes her 4. North Little Rock, missing from Pulaski County. She is a female, black, 3 feet tall, weighing about 40 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. She has medium complexion. Oh no. Okay, wait. Great uncle. I was like, I read the first sentence and I was terrified. It says child voluntarily left with suspect. And I was like, oh no. But it's who is child's great uncle at approximately 2 p.m. Child's grandmother returned home at around 6:36 p.m. to find both the suspect and the child gone. The suspect has been in contact with the reporting party, child's grandmother, and is unwilling to provide his current whereabouts, but advising he does in fact have the child in his custody and the phone is being pinged every 15 minutes. He is going to get caught so quick. He has not moved from his last location, which is Cherry Street in Lincoln. Okay, so he left his phone behind. I was going to say, if he has his phone with him, they are going to catch him rapidly. So this is Broderick Hardman. He is 44 years old. Let me zoom this for you guys because I just realized how tiny it is. So this is a better picture of her. And then him, the associated adult. 44 years old. Last known address. Wow, they full on doxed him. So 300 Marshall Road, apartment 50. He is black. He is a male. He is height 6'3", black hair, brown eyes. He is dark and unknown what he is last seeing. I'm surprised they put his full address out, but I'm guessing that they are looking in that area. Anyone having information is asked to contact the Little Rock Police Department. So this is her. I bet you they find this one very quickly. You're trying to figure out how to share. I can send you this link, Lip Block No More. That way you have it too. Let me send it to you on Facebook. I wonder when the last communication was. That's my question. When was the last communication? Because if why would he take her and be unwilling to give her back? Like, that's so weird. What are you doing? Why? Why? I did see that, Ashley Oaks, that there was this guy who came out and confessed. I don't know if I believe it or not. I haven't watched the whole thing yet, right? But this guy seems a little bit off, and so I don't know if it's true or not. You got it? Okay, great. Yes, 1400 is 2 p.m. I automatically convert military time, even though I've never been in the military, but like my brain just reads it that way because my watch was set on that and I could not figure out how to change it for the life of me. And so it's just always been military time. And so I just adjust my whole life because of it. He was a suspect in the case before. Was he? Really? Wow. That's really crazy. Hi, Thistle. How are you? Hi, Sheila Isaacs. It's good to see you, Sheila. And Thistle, it's good to see you as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to only say that to one of you. Kind of makes it sound rude. All right, let me get. Okay. Wow, I hope both of those babies are found so fast. I would love it if they were found before I even got off of here. So let me pull back up Michael and show his face again before I completely lose track. Yeah, it is nuts, Carrie G. It is nuts. Court TV. Yeah, Court TV has a video up about it. I think that is what I do. Hi, Libra Moon. How do you get alerts on phone for Amber Alerts in different states? So I don't know. I always just look at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And whenever she said Amber Alert, I clicked in and just so happened to see the one in North Carolina. And it was filed literally like 6 minutes before. So I honestly, I don't know if there is a way to get Amber Alerts for other states. I know you can get it for your own states. Yeah, yours is for only your state. If Mallory didn't say hi, then you'd be upset. I feel you. I get it. All right. Let me see here. Where am I going? Wait a second. So let me watch this News Nation thing. Let's watch the News Nation thing real quick. It's only 5 minutes. Not about Zav, but about the escaped inmate, because I did want to show this before I got off here too, because they were talking about him as well. And let's check this out. I'm gonna go. Yeah. All right.
Former FBI Special Agent Stuart Kaplan. Stuart, thank you so much for your time. We didn't really hear a lot of new information today. We just have this photo now of one of these stockpiles. But yesterday, we heard about this drone and a drone that was spotted in the area right around the same time that Burham escaped. How do you think that plays into everything?
Well, I think that it's more of, and maybe because I'm familiar with these type of investigations, it's what you don't hear and what we didn't see today, I think is very telling. So there's no doubt that this individual needed assistance in being able to accomplish, being able to, escape from this facility. There's no doubt that there was planning and preparation. And I'm assuming that going back and them not only reviewing CCTV or video surveillance, and also going back to review any of his outgoing calls that are recorded.
With all of the access that they have to devices now, it makes me wonder how many phone calls and stuff that they're going to have to go through to figure out who and when he communicated. If he did, I really think that there is a huge chance that he just pre-planned.
They are able to pinpoint that there are other assets that he had in place to assist him. But I want to touch upon something that it may not have been noticeable to your viewing audience, but when this individual holding the press conference seemed to be pretty adamant that Michael Burham was still in this location, And then there was a follow-up question. You could see that he hesitated and was very uncomfortable. And what was missing at that press conference was the United States Marshals Fugitive Task Force agents, or agent in charge. They are the best of the best with respect to locating and apprehending these type of individuals. The assets and tools, the investigative tools that the Marshal Service has at their disposal is, quite frankly, at the top secret level. Those assets are.
They're definitely not going to say how they are going to catch him. Not a chance. Hey, FarQ, how are you? Hello, hello. Yeah, you need to catch up on everything going on, Thistle. You are so behind.
Used in connection with these type of investigations, and there is no doubt that they have developed enough information, reliable information, that it's just going to be a matter of time until they close in on this individual and bring him back into custody.
Well, Stuart, that's exactly what I was thinking too, because, you know, in any industry, obviously there was the things that the general public, whatever the industry is, there are things that the general public sees, and then there are the things that really go on behind the scenes. It doesn't matter what it is. So obviously now when we're talking about the hunt for a dangerous fugitive, you know, it can seem calm on the water, but just like a duck, we know underneath, you know, those legs are going like crazy. What are some of the things that they are not telling us?
Well, first of all, when this individual escaped, they were able to go back and be able to create a timeline where they could basically anticipate how far ahead he could have gotten with respect to just being mobile, and then create a grid system. But with
I think I have a question about this though. So like he got out, they watched him escaping. They happened within 10 seconds. There was no chance. He went straight out the fence like a spider, they said. He went out and climbed over the second fence and started running, right? You would think they wouldn't be that far behind him. Like, how do they not have, you guys ever hear that song Old Red? Like, how do they not just have Old Red that like runs out after and goes and gets him? That's, I guess, where I'm confused in all of this. How was he able to just get away after he started running? It seems like there would be like enough guards there or police, or I mean, obviously the guards should have been able to go quickly, but then again, with the way everybody is running short staffed right now, is that a thing too? I mean, honestly, do they have extra guards to chase after prisoners just in case? Or do they have to wait on a police response? I guess that's another question, right?
with respect to the tools and the assets that they have, and most of them, and I'll just let your viewing audience know that I think we're all familiar with drone technology, but that drone technology is taken to such a higher level now with a lot of technology that with respect to its ability to recognize through body temperatures, thermal imaging, facial recognition, being able to really be utilized in these type of investigations. This gives such an advantage to law enforcement. Some people may be concerned, why is it taking so long? Clearly, they've indicated that they believe this individual is armed. That means to me that obviously there's been a burglary or a series of burglaries that they were able to verify where in fact the house was burglarized and that house had weapons. Obviously, they've made a determination that he now has been able to arm himself, or in the alternative, whoever assisted him in the planning and preparation hid a weapon so that he could access and get and retrieve that weapon.
Right.
That then puts law enforcement in a tactical situation where they just can't rush into the forest and just start running towards where they believe he may be. They have to do it in a very strategic point so they don't put them in harm's way. Again, it's just a matter of time. This individual will be apprehended.
And again, they do believe.
Okay, so that's all they had to say. No barbed wire on the fence. I mean, I guess there was a hole in the bottom of the fence. Like there was two different holes where he was able to get out. One by the yard and then one out by the fence. I apparently it's not electrified. Apparently it's not. But I can understand why it's not, because if you think about like there was like some type of prison scuffle or something along those lines, if the fence was electrified and somebody pushed somebody into the other fence, and they got electrocuted, then there would be all kinds of civil rights lawsuits and things about, them getting hurt in prison and all the things, right? Under what? you look up body cam footage, it will show you had 2 escapes. Yeah, one from a van and one from a court. Yeah, we talked about the one in Texas, from the bus that was last year. But did that happen recently, or are you talking about different ones? Yeah, it's a poorly installed fence, or it's just, old. I mean, this jail is an old-looking jail. Let me pull it up. It looks like it used to be a church or something. Up the photos right here. In April. Wow. Okay. So this is from Google. And then that's like the front of it. Let me pull up Google Earth. That'll be better. Let me get Google Earth. Yeah, the fencing should be underneath the ground. I don't think it was like under the ground though. It's like the hole wasn't like he didn't dig under it or anything. It was just a hole where the fence was like broken, I guess. Hopefully they already fixed it so that nobody else decides that they would also like to leave. I guess it would help if I actually showed the screen while I was going to prison. So let's see what the street view gives us. Hey, it's tiny. I mean, it's just a jail though. It's not like a prison because he's still awaiting his actual, like he hasn't been sentenced yet. He hasn't even gone to court yet for these charges. I mean, like he may have had his first appearances, like the initial things, but he hasn't been sentenced, so he's not in a prison. He's just in this jail right now. And so it's like attached to the courthouse. You can see on the sides like they just have this side like the just very plain. I'm sure there's probably not very many cells in there. But he was up on this roof working out, I guess, is where they have the workout equipment. And he used bed sheets to come down off of it to climb like out the one side, I don't even see a fence though. Like they said he hopped the side fence. Are they talking about this little tiny thing? Is that their fence that they're referring to? Because I mean, I'm not even shocked he was able to hop that. Like they made it sound like there was some type of secure, unless he came down right here and hopped this wooden fence, and even that's not that high. I mean, they got pop crates stacked higher than that. Yeah, the recreation area is on the rooftop. They said he climbed up on exercise equipment to access the roof landing to climb down the sheets, right? Has anyone said how far away the family lived that their dog was unalived and clothes was missing? Have they said if it was related to this guy? So they are being very quiet about what they know and what they don't know right now. There were people that were trying to ask questions about that during that press conference and like about the different, do we know what supplies he has? Do we know where he got them from? And the officer did not want to answer anything. I think it's because it's attached to the thing, but I guess I'm just a little bit shocked that there is no really secondary fencing. I mean, they say he hopped the secondary fence, but I mean, where? Because these photos are from 2023. No, 2022. Sorry. It has to be like that little wooden thing right there. Came down over the side and then just happened to be in that little tiny wooden fence. So that's what we're looking at. You live 4 hours from the area and this happened, and state police chopper has been flying around for days in your area. That's scary, Brandy. Welcome to the channel, hon. It's now a nightclub. Oh boy. These happen in your town. That's another reason you can't wait to move this weekend. Well, I hope that wherever you are moving to is a lot nicer. So I don't know, guys. We just need to keep an eye out. If you're in this area, please, like, don't go anywhere near this guy. If anybody even looks like this guy, call the police, because you just don't even want to mess around with it. He's going to look homeless or like he's been in the woods probably for several days and probably going to be dirty, surviving. I mean, who knows how many bags he planted, though. He either has somebody actively helping him, or whenever he was there in May, he planted things. And I'm really thinking that that's more likely. I mean, could somebody be helping him? Sure. But there would be a trail of that. There would be a record, and that person would be at risk. This seems more likely that it was pre-planned. You're moving towards your grandbabies. That'll be so nice. That will be so nice. Let me pull those Amber Alerts up one more time since there's 98 of you guys in here. Thank you guys all for being here and coming to listen tonight. Please make sure you hit the like button if you have not already. And if you're not a subscriber of this channel, please join us. We are trying to hit 10K soon, and we would really appreciate you being a part of our family. So here, let me show you this one. We're starting to get news reports now on the South Carolina one. Yeah, where's the fencing with the razor traps? That's crazy. How could they even contain anyone in that place? I think it's because it's more of like a holding area before you go to court and get sentenced to prison. So 3-year-old reported missing in Mint Hill, North Carolina. This is the Amber Alert. So Adeline May Hotchsettler is described as 3 feet tall, weighing around 30 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. So she was wearing a jean skirt and pink shirt. She is believed to be with Kelsey Lynn Hotchsettler, who is age 30, 5'4", brown hair, brown eyes. They were last seen at 3300 Dan Hood Road in Mint Hill, North Carolina. And they are believed to be driving, okay, so they changed the year to 2018 black Kia Optima with license plate FFF3959. So if you have any information, you're asked to contact them. And I will post their phone number here. Hey, what happened? Who gifted a membership? Thank you so much, Farkio. Thank you. Jujubee, welcome to the family, hun. Okay, so that is the first one. Still no picture of what I believe could possibly be mom. And listen, guys, just because it is a family abduction, it does not mean that they are safe. Not in a million years. We have seen so many families at this point harm their children that you have to be worried. You have to share it out, and you have to be aware of what's going on, in my opinion. You just don't know that they are safe just because they're with family. And then this one is in North Little Rock, Arkansas. And this is actually an Amber Alert as well. Let me click on it because it did not have their names. Their faces is important, but we also need their names. I'm glad to see this is actually on the database now as well. So, Ivana Jordan, July 13th is when she went missing. This is an Amber Alert as of, I want to say, about 20 minutes ago or so. Lip Block No More made us aware of this. She is 4 years old, female. She is black with black hair, brown eyes, 3 feet tall, 40 pounds. And it says she voluntarily left with the suspect, who is the child's great uncle, at approximately 2 p.m. The child's grandmother returned home at 6:36 p.m. to find both the suspect and the child gone. Suspect has been in contact with the child's grandmother, is unwilling to provide his current whereabouts. He is advising he does in fact have the child and in his custody. He has not moved from his last location, Cherry Street and Lincoln Avenue. And so his name is Broderick Hardman. Let me pull this up. He's 44 years old, 6'3". So this is him. This one scares me a little bit. I'm not going to lie, because I don't know what is going on and if he is like holding her inside of this location, or did he just leave his phone at the location? I'm not entirely sure, but hopefully police can get this sorted out quickly so that this can end in a peaceful resolution and both of these kiddos get found. So please keep them in your thoughts and prayers, you guys, as you are going off to your next streams, because I am sure that there is somewhere else that we can all go to hang out next. Hi, Erin. Thank you so much for being here. I know, right? Mallory's here. Hi, Nope. Good to see you too. It's been forever. Look, goodness, guys. I almost feel guilty ending now. Hey, look, and PJ's here too. Yeah, 2 Amber Alerts, PJ. Literally within like 10 minutes of each other. So very, very important to share those out. And I will put them on my community tabs, on my Facebook, all of the places. So I know, right? Who's Mallory? I'm sorry, malicious intent. Her name sounds all like scary now. Like who runs like a true crime channel and they're like, I have malicious intent. Like, girl, you better check yourself at the door. Don't be coming into this community this week with malicious intent. Oh boy. Yeah, and Carrie G is here. I know, right? Sorry. I know this is horrible. Oh man. All right, guys. So share this stuff out. Hit the like button, subscribe. Subscribe. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. Probably 8:15-ish for trial for those of you guys who are watching it with me. I will see you then. So I know she will always be Mal, right? Have a good night, everybody.